Did you hear of the story in which there was an accident in Missouri, and person was trapped for a long time, no equipment was around and so on, and then Miss Lentz decided to ask for prayer, and a priest who materialized and came from nowhere came forward and offered prayer, and he anointed her, and he anointed some of the workers and all that kind of stuff, and then he disappeared. Also, they reviewed the pictures from the crash scene, and none of them, this priest was none of them. And I mean, this thing is so ridiculous. The whole situation is trying to perpetuate the concept that it's God who came there and rescued her, and so forth and so on. And God is not stupid. God is not going to materialize himself as some priest to come and do nothing. I mean, if you study the history of these priests and the Catholic Church and all that stuff, you don't use them in the same line. God and the Holy Spirit and all that, appearing through them and all that kind of stuff, you know. I am sure that something happened, and it's just like regular apparitions. I mean, if it's not God, it's got to be the devil. And those are the only two people who could do that kind of thing. And I'm ruling out God. God is not going to appear as no Catholic priest. Okay? I mean, think about it. Alright? And so, you know, it looks as though she said, let us have prayer. And then suddenly this guy, you know, came forward and all this kind of stuff. I would like to check into Miss Lentz's background. Perhaps she is, you know, ushered in or baptized in Halloween and went on to a bunch of magic and voodoo and all this kind of stuff. Because you see, if it is that she was prophetic, that I need prayer, here comes the angel and prays for her, I mean, God would have prevented this accident, because I mean, it's ridiculous. I am not believing it, and many other people who have had experiences with priests and know the Catholic Church and know the priests will also believe it. So God wouldn't do such a thing. You know, he would have protected her from that accident. And then the equipment showed up from another city, and immediately, and they freed her, and she went to the helicopter and the whole 9 yards. I don't believe this, man. I think there might have been something, but I don't think it's God, because as I said, God ain't gonna appear as no Catholic priest. Okay, he's not gonna appear as no drug addict, you know, no rasta head drug addict. He's not gonna appear like that. He's gonna appear in a very dignified, innocent way that it will cause you to want to respond. Okay, so it's not gonna be no guy just robbed the bank and or appeared with a machine gun, or appeared smelling stink, tear up clothes. You know what I mean? And God don't operate like that. So I think it's some demon that manifested himself, and rightly so. He will manifest himself as a priest, because if you study what they do exorcism and all that kind of stuff. And exorcism basically is not of God. I mean, it's just that these devils and them working together, and the devil going to say, well, okay, I'm going to give you this credibility here of demanding that I leave and all this kind of stuff, but please, I'm going to come back in as while they were a pedophile, I will come back in as maybe a drug addict, or I'll come back in as a you know, a shoplifter, or something else. I mean, it's not going to be like from sinner to saint. See what I'm saying? So I don't believe this basically thing, and I don't believe it's God, because God don't operate like that. And again, he's not going to appear as no priest.